Yeah, how's it, man? This is the SegaHolic episode 76, Candy Cab based joystick build part 2. Remember in the previous episode where I said I wouldn't paint the rear of the panel? Well, I ended up painting it. I just used some Rust-Oleum semi-gloss white and it came out pretty good. The base I'm using came off an Astro City candy cab. This bottom portion was cut off a larger piece of the body. You can see from these pictures how the bottom panel is connected to the body. I ended up painting the bottom panel, but a panel must be created to cover the rear opening. I sanded the bottom panel to the same angle as the top panel, but left about 2 millimeters of extra space to accommodate a neoprene gasket. The top panel sags without support as there is a gap in the top panel's support beam and from the weight of the play instruction glass. The top panel bends at the point where there is a gap in the beam and needs the support found on the bezel of the cabinet. I used a 1/4-inch acrylic plexiglass and traced the shape of the Astro City base. Make sure to straighten the line where the sag was. I used a Rockwell blade runner that uses jigsaw blades to cut the acrylic. Use a metal cutting blade and cut very slowly so that the acrylic doesn't melt. The acrylic was not big enough, so I joined 2 pieces with 2 other pieces of cut acrylic. Those pieces also created the support needed for the top panel to keep it straight and keep it from sagging. The slice on the top is to let out a cord from the inside if needed, and the 2 holes are for amp connectors. I painted the inside of the plexiglass white before attaching the 2 pieces of support plexiglass. I'm using a 12-pin connector to accommodate the 4 directional inputs of the stick, 6 buttons when a 6-button panel is used, along with the start button and ground. I pre-drilled the back panel and base before I inserted the screws. The screws used were 3/4-inch long number 10 screws, along with lock washers and flat washers. This is how the strike inserts into the latch. This is the lock size used for the panel and uses a 5575 universal Sega key. The drawback with the locks is that the key does not release when it's in the open position. Here's a closer look at the latch. The rear of the panel can now lay on the support. One other problem is there is a little flex when the panel is pressed. This is an aluminum L bracket that you can get at Home Depot. I made some cutouts so it can go around some interior screws. Double-sided 3M tape is going to be used to attach it to the panel. The aluminum bracket is attached right above the panel to add rigidity. Anyways, the rest of the video is just going to be showing off the panel and base. And make sure you're here for part 3 when we finish up the project with the electronics. But before you go, make sure you mash that subscribe and like button. And I'll see you guys next time. Mahalo.